Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you a small Dynamo script that you can create with me, which is going to look like this in the Dynamo player, and it's going to transform this Excel file. It could be a TIDP or list of deliverables or anything you're working on into these sheets automatically with a couple of buttons. So let's jump into it. Okay, first a small preview on the code before going deep step by step. This is the whole code that we saw in the Dynamo player. So to create this code, we're gonna need these extensions or packages that needs to be installed. You actually go here, packages, search the package. You search the package that you want, like Archilab. All these packages are very famous and very safe, so no need to be afraid of anything. So let's go into a new file. Okay, so first we need the Excel file. I created a small Excel file, have like references, project, level, scale. It could be anything. We'll be able to like delete stuff and increase stuff if we need it. Not increase, delete. So first, I need to be able to load the Excel file inside the Dynamo project. So you go here, this is our library where we have all our nodes. You go Excel, and we have this import Excel node. Very simple node. Okay, so for this Excel, the blue ones are not a mandatory inputs, the red ones are mandatory inputs. I'm gonna be running some explanations about Dynamo while we're working. So we need the file first. To get the file, we need the file. To get a path, which we are gonna go, it's on my desktop. So we get the file path. Let's go here. And we're gonna press one more, file from path. So you put the path in. This will get you this file, all of the file in. Now we need the sheet name. So we can go here. It's gonna be a string. These words we're gonna use a lot. String is a pure text. So we're gonna go here and write a string. So this is a pure text. Anything that is a pure text will have in the results, I'll show you now, like we have here, a result that's looking white. The text will be orange to brown, something in between. We're gonna go here, look here at the sheet name, it's sheet 1. Be sure to have the first letter big, capital letter, because it is case sensitive. So this sheet 1, put it here, and now this is it's not gonna show here. Okay, anyways, these are texts. Now that we have loaded everything, we can see our result here. So how is it showing? The node will extract data in this way. It will look at the first row and extract all of it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and place them in something that we call a list. Same for every row in this table. We have list 1, list 2, list 3, list 4, until we finish all of them. Now, how are we going to use this? Let's look at the first list. The first list is something that we don't need. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to delete this list. How do we do that? If you look at this list, there's numbers here. These numbers are called indexes. An index is like how it's like me pointing at something and assigning a number to it. Like number 0 is this thing, which is reference, or number 1 is project. But also we can see here that we have lists, and each list is also having a number. So also we have numbers attached to each list. So if we want to remove all of this list, all I have to tell Dynamo to delete the list 0. How do I do that? We go here and we put index, and we get a node called remove item at index. Place it here. So this will remove from this list, which is here, it's a list of lists. We'll talk about that in a sec. It's going to remove from this list an item that I'm going to say what it is. Because this one is a list of lists and I haven't did any modifications yet to this node, it's gonna look at this big list and consider the smaller lists as individual items. So if I come here, I say I want number 0, index 0 here to be removed. We look here, first list has been removed because it is applying its effects on this big list. Now, I also don't want in the name the Dubai thing, let's say, or the scale. What do I do here? Here, I also use the same node, but as is, I'm also removing list 0 from this result. So I'm removing the drawings that have reference A1. There's something that's called levels we can do here. So I can press here and do on this arrow and do something called use levels. Now, and as you can see, when I said use levels, it showed at level 2 here, and we had the same one, the first one removed. We had the A1, A2 from every list, the A in the beginning removed, because I'm telling it to remove index 0 from here. So how does this work? When I look at this level, I'm telling him to use the levels. This result is a level 3. This is level 1, each individual element. These lists are level 2, and this is level 3, the full list. So if I don't say anything, it's going to apply at level 3. It's going to remove the full list of the first one. But if I say I want to apply it to level 2, so I'm applying it to each list in the level 2. So I'm removing from each list of level 2 the index 0, which I want it to be index 1 here. We'll make this controllable later. So now I've removed the Dubai. I can also have, if I want to remove multiple things, I can have 2 numbers here, like a list, create a list of 2 numbers. I'll show you that. Like I can go here. This is how we write the list. Like I want 1 and 3 to be removed, and close brackets. The results here are 1 and 3. So we come here and look at it. We have removes 1 and 3. But let's stay at 1 for now. Now, the name of this, it's going to be, let's say we want the naming to be A1-L1-1/100-RVZ-ELE-A. How do I do that? Very simple. There's a node called concatenate. Actually, sorry, the node is join, not concatenate. Concatenate do basically the same thing, but it puts them together without any separator. Here I can add a separator in the join node. Put the join node, put this in string 0, and add a separator here, which should be text. This is how we write a text in the code blocks. We add the double stripes. So now names are ready. Simple. Okay, now I need to add the plane views. How do I do that? Okay, so this is the one we want. It's called view plan by level, type, and name. We're gonna add this node here. So we have the levels, the name of the levels, view name. We're gonna have to add the other inputs. The second input, the view family type, it's what these plans are. Like I want a ceiling plan or a floor plan or an architecture plan. It depends on the project itself. So let's see what kind of view family types we have. Just by typing it, there's a node for it in the rhythm package. Look here. So we have floor plans. We're gonna go for floor plans right now. There is a lot of stuff, 3D views, schedules, whatever. We're gonna go for floor plans right now. Add it here. Now we need to extract the levels that are in the project. So how are we gonna do that? There's a way to extract almost anything from a project, which is by knowing its category. So if you look here in Revit, there's this thing here, this scroll here. It shows floor plan. If you press on anything, it would show like Revit links. This is a category. So by going into Dynamo and putting here, I want a category, can go all elements of category. Okay. So this selects all the elements of a specific category. How do I feed this category to the input here? See here, it's weird. It's telling me this is weird. This is not right. But it's fine because we're gonna get it. There's something also name called category by name. So if I go by name here, the output is a category, the input is a name. Now all I have to do is add a name, which is a string here. If you're not sure what the input is, you can go here, put open help. Usually it will open up and tell you what's the type of it, of the input is, which is here, it's a string. Sometimes it doesn't show up correctly. So this is the string that we need. We're gonna call it, what are we gonna call it? We're gonna call it levels, but how do we know? We're gonna go back here and we're gonna go into a 3D view and we are going to select one of the levels. Look here, category levels. Come here, that levels, boom. because we have this run as automatic, now it's already creating our sheets. Okay, so Revit decided to crash. That's why I turned this into manual instead of automatic. Always when the file is a bit big or you're creating something inside of Revit, Revit decides sometimes to crash, even though it could take like only seconds to do something, but just, oh, it's Revit, we all work with it, we all know its perks. So that's why I turned this into manual and I added a gate here. This gate, unless I press open, it's not gonna take these elements and put them into this node. So it's not gonna create anything as long as this is closed. So let's do a run here. I was going to run. You see that we have an exclamation mark because this node is not working right now because it doesn't have the levels in. So let's check the levels. So here we have 15 levels in this project. That's why I actually created this into 15 drawings of electrical, 15 drawings of mechanical. Now, let's first save our progress. It's a good time to save our progress here. Let's see what we have, what we're working with. Let's open this gate and press run. See, it created in a second. I don't know why it crashed last time. If we open here, it was created under coordination. This is controlled by the template. We will be seeing that later, how to add a template into the creation directly. So all the drawings that are created are like organized. The electrical will have the electrical template, the mechanical will have the mechanical template. This will be for another video. Now, for this video, we have these drawings that are created. As you can see, we have 30 drawings, but all of them have the same associated level. So what is happening here? Let me explain. First, let's delete all of these. We don't need them. We'll go back here. So what is happening is the levels are at level 2 and these are at level 3. What is happening is because we have different levels, this node is taking the first one and applying it to this, which is like it's looking at this practically. It looks at the level 3 and it apply it at the elements of the level at level 2. So the elements of the level 3 is this one big list. Okay, so here it's gonna take every one of these. The index 0 will put it on the index 0, but it will be on the index 0 of this level 3 list. So it's gonna be applied to all of the drawings. That's why the levels are the same. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go here, view name, and we're gonna tell it use level 2. So now if we run it again, when we look here, we have 15 results. So what is happening? Because we are taking all of these, we have only 15 drawings. We will have, now if look here, we have created 15 drawings. Because we have 15 levels. So the node just got confused. Like, which one do I use? It always chooses the primary input, which is the one that is the levels. And if you see here, the levels are correct. So what do I do in this case? It's very simple. Let's go back here. We have something that is called list cycle. So what does that do? It simply repeats a list again and again as much as I want. So why do I have 30 drawings here? Because I have two disciplines, electrical and mechanical. So if I go here and I tell this list that I want to repeat it twice, and we close this and press run, we will have 30 levels. If you look here, level 0 is L1 and level 15 is again L1 blocked for 3, so it is repeating. Now if I add this here and I open this gate, did I delete these here? I don't think so. I did not. So delete these again, go here, and I say run again. We have 30 drawings. Take a look at them, check them. 30 drawings. Each drawing have its level on it. The levels here are different from the levels written because I created the Excel sheet. But whatever. Usually a TIDP will have the levels correct. Okay, now how? This code is practically finished. So how do I turn this into a Dynamo player? I need to tell it which are the inputs, which are the outputs, and make it more easier to work with. First, this is an input. So I go right click is input. This is also an input. Right click is input. I like to put them in order because these are the ones that control the Excel. Let's put them next to each other. This is not an input. This is an input. So how do I turn this into something easier to use? Actually, I could put this as input, but people will have to be careful that to place this because it might not place automatically like here while working in the Dynamo player. So how do I turn it into something more friendly? I always prefer to have this node as input. So let's put here this one, let's call it sheet name. This one doesn't need to be named. Actually, double click on the node and you name it. This one will be a number of disciplines. It's gonna be 2. So how do I do that? Let's see here. We have string to number. This switches a string, create it as a number. Let's close this so I don't get every time this. Let's run this. This turned it into a number the same as here. See this blue? That means that's the number. So we can delete that and we can replace this input. The colors of the inputs and the results is very important to take notice of. Now, what do I have also? I have these, like which row I'm deleting. I might need to delete multiple rows. So how do I turn these into something that can actually use to delete multiple rows? Let's again do this. Let's start with row to be deleted and column to be deleted. And again, string to number. Now there's a node. Let's move these back. And this can go here and this can go here. Let's move these a little bit like that so we can see them better. Let's delete that. There's a node that does like a cutting. I actually forgot its name. separate. There it is. This split node. So what does this do is if my separator is known, this is 0 and this is 1. If my separator is known, I can actually have this node separate my lists for me. Let's add this one here, put them inside. So, like, let's say I want the first column and the, let's see, let's remove, sorry, my bad. So let's remove, what is happening here? Oh, because the separator, I haven't added the separator yet. So let's say the separator is dash, the same as, which is gonna be an input. This is an input, this is an input, this is input, input, input. So the separator, I'm gonna use it for these, and I'm also going to use it for this one. You can create two separate things, but we don't need to. So now if I say run, it works. Right now I'm feeding it 1, it's gonna give me 1 because I have nothing to separate. So let's see. Let's remove the RVT. So the RVT, if we look here, is index 3. Always remember we're starting from 0. Like if you want to count it here, we start from 0, 1, 2, 3, or now 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually, we need to remove index 4 because we should be looking here, not here. This is the full one. This is the result. So if I go here 1-4 and I tell it to run, if you look at this one, we have a list, which is a 1 and 4, and we come here, we'll look at the result here. We no longer have RVT. Okay, so now our code is complete. You can like add a note here, tell it like separate by dash for multiple. One of the annoying things is that I can't put that as input, I can put it as output, which is actually weird. So let's open it, and so we can work on see how is the player now being built. We will put this as output so we can see the names that we have created, and we can now save. Come here, let's come here. Let's delete these one more time to check the player. Go here, we saved, okay, close. Yes, let's save one more time. And we go Dynamo player. Let's go here, desktop. We have this, we called it home. Now, if we look at this, we have our inputs here. He is putting them in alphabetic order. I don't actually like that, so let's go first here and sort nodes alphabetically. No. Here, we browse the place. It's already loaded because by default it's loaded. The sheet name also. Everything that was already saved inside are defaults. So this one, the 0, the 1, 4, these are all defaults. column to be deleted. Oh, we did not rename this one to be the separator. We should have renamed this one to be the separator of the names. Anyways, so let's hit run here and see what happens. Here are the names, the output that we placed, which is the string join. And here are our drawings. So if like I want a different separator, but you have to be careful that we said that we're gonna have a different separator. So maybe we should have placed like a separate one for this. Well, whatever. Let's actually remove only one column and let's run it again. Now we have other drawings that have slashes in them and have the RVT because we are no longer removing 4. So this is how you create a small Dynamo player that creates sheets for you automatically and renames them. I hope you learned something valuable in this video, and in the next videos we're gonna be expanding a bit on this, like adding template automatically, maybe the view range, like anything here can be controlled. Actually anything, all of Revit can be controlled. So yeah, we will be changing some properties, adding templates automatically, like it's gonna detect this is ELE electrical. We're gonna add the electrical template. We don't have to actually manually tell him to do that. And we're gonna be adding quite a bit of stuff to it. Maybe controlling the view range. We'll see. If you have any requests, you can put them in the comment. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time.